Hello, I'm Justin Beerley. This is for EDL 856, School and Community Relations. This is for Module 11, the case study, a new role for the parents' organization. First, summarize the case and establish the facts. We had a PTA group, Parent-Teacher Association group, that is discontinued. The PTA previously had a positive and supportive influence on our school. A new parent group was created. They elected officers. The president of this group is a young attorney. They want to increase parent participation in the school and community involvement as well within the school. Continue to summarize the case and establish the facts. The principal here thinks that the parents seem to be unhappy. The parents allege the lack of involvement in the school. He thinks otherwise because he's given the PTA important roles with the back-to-school picnic, with parent-teacher conferences, and he gave them important roles in promoting the bond issue. Continue to summarize the case and establish the facts. Principal thoughts on the PTA, that they should not be making schools decisions for them. They should not be making instructional or curricular policies for the school. He wants them to be included by supporting the school programs, and he hopes the new group can accept this role. So continue to summarize the case and establish the facts. During a meeting with the principal and the parent group, discussion of the back-to-school night came up. The principal kind of described and what they've done in the past, and he asked for input from the members, and immediately they said change was needed. They thought that parents were confused after this back-to-school night, and it didn't help them. The new group said that they wanted to be included on creating a new way for the back-to-school night to happen. They also included suggestions for parent-teacher conferences. They said that they wanted to be equal partners in policymaking and decisions. They claim that this is their school. They created parent committees to observe, gather data, and to change policy, including discipline, teacher performance, curriculum, and total school evaluation. Continue to summarize the case. The principal obviously was surprised. He had no prior knowledge of the committees being formed. He feels like the new committees are going to end up interfering with the school's policies. Who's going to be accountable for these policies? Well, probably the principal is going to be accountable. The final decision on the policy obviously is going to be the principal's recommendation, and it has to be approved by the Board of Education. His question is, why aren't parents satisfied? Secondly, the legal or ethical issues. What is a PTA? I want to cover this first. It's a Parent-Teacher Association. It's a national organization, so you do have to pay membership fees to be included in this organization. It does have specific rules and guidelines. There is insurance that covers this group as well. They do have lobbyists at the state level and federal level. What is a PSO? A PSO is a parent school organization, and that's where this new parent organization falls underneath, is a PSO. It's independent, so there's no dues. They don't have to pay anybody money. There's no laws, but there's no liability insurance either. The good thing is it's very flexible. They can spend their money or do things like that pretty much however they want, as long as they follow the CASHA policy rule number 20, and here is the link to that. Continue the legal or ethical issues. PTO, what is the intended focus here? The intended focus should be to support the mission and vision of the school, build relations with parents and teachers, work together for the best interest of the school and students, They can suggest changes to policy, but they are not to create the policies or make any decisions. Continue the legal or ethical issues. Here at Cheney, you can recommend to adopt or amend any policy at any Board of Education meeting. Action will take place at the next Board of Education meeting. It must pass by the majority vote. All changes to any policy have to be approved by the Board of Education. Thirdly, the people that have been harmed by the action, I think the relationship of the principal and the parent group have been really harmed. The principal feels betrayed. He feels like there's been no communication with him. He's been blindsided by the committees that have been formed. This is going to increase his workload. I think the parent group has spent a lot of time and have worked hard, and they feel like for no reason. I think both parties here are going to be frustrated. Then synthesize exactly what has happened in a single sentence. A school with a nationally affiliated PTA dissolved. A group of parents created a new group, or a PSO, and then organized teams in areas of discipline, teacher performance, curriculum, and total school evaluation to change current policy without communicating to the school principal. Above all, the known facts of the case and what facts are unknown. So people here, we have the building principal. We do not know whether it's an elementary, middle, or high school. We do know that it's in a school, but we know nothing about the community. The president of the parent group is a young attorney, we know. We don't know why, what his reasoning is on some of this matter, so we don't know the background behind him. The parent group, we know that they seem unhappy, but we don't know why. Again, the community we do not know anything about. We also have a lot of unknowns here. Customs, norms, race, gender, sources of political power are all unknown. Sorry, I have a bad internet connection here, it looks like. Come on. Next, review and prioritize the information. Stakeholders and community. We know that we are going to damage relationships among principal and the parent group. This could also damage the community school relations. Key stake in the outcome here, loss of support of community members, losing the organization, which would include losing possible money, resources, equipment in the future. Continue to review and prioritize. Stakeholders that have not been consulted yet are the superintendent, the Board of Education, the community, and the parent organization needs to be communicated back with. What I do not know, this list could be lengthy. I've kind of narrowed it down a little bit. We do not know the culture. We don't know anything about the school. The stakeholders and community members, we do not have any information about. We don't know about the board policies at this school as well. And we don't know anything about the principal. Is the principal a first-year principal? Has he had experience? Is he new to the community? Has he been in the community for a while? The bottom line, as the principal, I have enough information to make a decision to protect the community members and school against the parent group from overreaching their boundaries. At this time, I'll identify my first option. First option is to take no action. Allow the parent group to continue. They're going to continue with surveys. They're going to compile the data from the surveys, and they are going to create new policies. Possible consequences here, have they broke the law? When you conduct surveys, there's certain questions you can't ask, or else you could be in trouble with the law. Approval or disapproval from the Board of Education could have upset staff members because they feel like this group is overreaching their boundaries. Community engagement would increase. Is this best for students? Are the policies better? Come on. Sorry. Option number 2, we're going to communicate issues and propose with the group policies that are created by the school and not by their organization. PSO can recommend amendments, however. We're going to work and communicate together as a team. We're going to encourage stakeholder school relations. We're going to operate with honor, integrity, and moral values. We're going to create a mission and vision statement that includes supporting schools for school improvement and student development. We're going to create bylaws to be in compliant with policies of the state and local policies. Possible consequences here are create a strong school resource. We're going to build strong community relations, and we're going to increase school improvement and student success. Option number 3 is just to dissolve the parent group. Immediately make them disband. Possible consequences here, and all of them are not good. Lose a possible school resource, upset community members, lose community trust. There's no two-way communication here. There's no engagement with stakeholders. We're going to have upset staff members. I think it's a possibility that I would lose my job. Furthermore, it's time to evaluate the options. The first option is to do nothing. There's a lot of cons here. Overreach. It's not what's best for school. There's no communication. There's no relationship. I feel like I could lose my job here. The second option has the most pros. Build relations, two-way communications, create a strong school resource, increase school improvement and student success. There's only one con, and that could be to damage a few community relations. Hopeful results here are create strong community relations, gain community support, increase school improvement and student success. Third option is to dissolve the parent organization. Immediately takes care of the issue. However, there's lots of cons. Loss of resource, upset stakeholders, lose community trust, damage community relations. It's not what is best for school. There's no two-way communication. It does not build relationships. Come on. I'm sorry, I'm having some bad internet connectivity here. Come on. Above all, what is the best option? I'm choosing option number 2. As the principal of the school, it is essential to choose options that I engage and cultivate relations with diverse community members, partners, and other groups for the benefit of school improvement and student development. With the information and the circumstances known, I'm going to choose and implement option number 2. Imagine implementing your decision. I'm gonna set up a meeting. And I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to communicate the issues to the stakeholders and possible ways to resolve the issues. Communicate the knowledge, facts, and information to stakeholders. Listen to them. Gather input to promote a collaborative effort. And evaluate and develop a plan. This would also be a great time to implement a survey to these members to see why they're so unhappy. Step 3 is to advocate the need of a strong school resource for the benefit of school improvement and student development. Step 4 is to collaborate to create a mission and a vision of the group. What is the purpose of the new group? How can we work together to benefit the school and students? Step 5 is to notify diverse community members, partners, and other groups of the creation of the new parent group to increase engagement and create strong relations. Final step here is evaluate. Is the school benefiting from school improvement and student success? Are they following school and state policies? If the parent group does not follow policies set in place, I must dissolve the group immediately. Okay, thank you.